What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. You know, guys, I cover typically a lot of information in what I would consider the black celebrity world. I don't really do, let's say, other communities or other races. But in this particular episode, we're dealing with a new interracial couple. But before I get to, Avril Lavigne, if that's her name, and Tyga, I want to talk about some of the complaints that a lot of ladies have in Black America. And I know you're wondering where I'm going to go with this, so just stick with me. In Black America, women are saying we are doing better than the men. The men are beneath us. Their output is beneath us, such that we cannot deal with them. So in order to have a better opportunity, we need to explore these options. And these options typically reflect that of Caucasian men. We are expanding our options to Indian or Asian men, or so on and so forth. And then you come across situations like we're going to talk about today. Previously, I've talked about Madonna. Madonna is white, very known, but she's 64. Who has Madonna been dating recently? Young black men or mixed men that are broke. Okay? This is Madonna, who's white, not in the black community, not black at all. In the case of Avril Lavigne, or Lavigne, I don't even know how to say her, Lavigne, how to say her name. Avril is worth $60 million. She's a Canadian singer, Canadian American celebrity. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't care, right? She was really interested in her fiance Mod's son. They had broken up and their engagement, and now she is here kissing Tyga. That's interesting. And she's worth $60 million. Tyga's net worth is reported to have been $7 million, but I think that's a lie, because Tyga, the last year or so, has been getting a lot of repossessions. Cars repossessed, can't pay his rent, things like that. So now then the question is, if Avril is who she says she is, attractive white lady worth $60 million, why can't she have somebody on her level? Oops, that is where we get silence. Because she was married, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is it twice? Something like that? Engaged again? So this is a white woman who's good looking, Canadian singer, songwriter, been married, I believe, twice. So grew up in Canada, in a different country. So she's white. She would have access to Canada and America and UK. Why can't she find anybody? That's where the room gets silent again, right? Because the reality is this. If you're an older lady, above 30, you're looking for a man that is rich. And it's not to say that you're not beautiful enough to get the guy. She looks good. Erykah Badu, for me, looks good. Amber Rose looks good. Here is the problem. Unless you're like Beyonce, somebody like that, John F. Kennedy's mother, these guys are already taken, okay? That's something that the world doesn't want to deal with. These guys are gone. Bye-bye. When you get out of a marriage, the guy who wanted to marry you in 2013, when you were 28, and especially if he was somebody, he's not sitting there waiting on you to get it right. Says no man ever. No man says, you know what? I know you don't want to marry me. That's cool. But you know what? I'm really interested in sitting around until you decide your life. And 10 years, 5 years is a lot of time. And then what you see is these dating options get less and less. See, this is not Tinder. We're talking about elite dating here. On Tinder, you get divorced, your average lady, you might be able to drop back out there on Tinder and get some other guy to get you. But that doesn't work when you're a millionaire. When you're a millionaire worth $60 million, you can't date just anybody. And you don't want your people coming after you for your money. You want to have relatively a certain level of quietness, things like that. This is what you want, okay? Some level of security that if it breaks, you break up. Things are not going to happen where your stuff is exposed to the public. So you can't date anybody. Then you get out there and you realize, hey, these guys are gone. And most millionaires are not in entertainment. These guys are in the finance industry. These guys are in, big business, healthcare CEOs. Those guys are gone. all right? Those guys typically don't want a wife that is as popular as her, all right? And what ladies don't understand is that, you know, if you're not, it's so hard to be. These guys are extremely competitive in what they got to offer. These men today that are financially attractive and that have some level of social charisma, and they can move around and move to different places. They're not sitting around waiting on you to say, "Can you marry me?" And I think that women just don't understand that until it's too late. These guys are long gone. Bye, long gone. Period. And these ladies are having to settle for the next best thing, which is Tyga. And if we really want to be honest, nobody takes Tyga serious. They just don't. Nobody on planet Earth says, "You know that guy Tyga, I take him serious." Who says that? Tyga is a guy who's financially struggling. And do you know who's going to be paying that guy's bills? Her. Tyga is about to be son, husband number one. Now, granted, it's the best thing that she can do. But hey, Tyga don't got nothing to offer nobody. But those top guys, the $100 million guys, they're gone. They're gone. Those elite guys, gone. Gone. Could have got with them 10 years ago, possibly. But you got married, got divorced. And then when you're like 38, 40, again, it's not like you are not good looking enough to get those guys. But then what are guys looking at? All right, I'm 41. I'm a millionaire. I've put all my money and time into, my business here. Who do I want to marry now that I'm ready to mate? Well, I'm going to look at the lifespan of what I feel a woman can have kids. Not that a woman can't have kids past 40, she could, but it's probably in my best interest to say, all right, so this person has more time, so I'm not in a rush to have it. Like if she's 23, 24, 25, that gives me a lot of time to plan my family out if I want to do that, versus somebody who's 38. And guys, look at that. You also look at, all right, how much possible baggage does this individual have in comparison to somebody that I can, kind of work with to kind of get to where I'm at. She's not as malleable in the relationship. When guys start having to think about those questions, it's not a real big sale for a lot of guys. And that's the key. So this is why you have ladies settling, and it's not just an African-American woman thing. It's women that make a lot of money everywhere are going through these issues, especially as they get older and more single, like Tia Mowry, looking for a guy to take her serious now. And it's going to be difficult if she wants a guy that makes as much money as her, because that guy is probably already gone. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.